Shabbat Shalom. Good morning, YouTube. I am again reading out of the Bible today. I am using the Scriptures translation. If you are new to this, please read along. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a preacher. I haven't even read through the whole thing yet. I apologize for not having a video up the last couple of weeks. I've just been very busy with homeschool and trying to get the kids done. I don't think there's anything else, so let's get to it. We are in Exodus chapter 4. And Moshe answered and said, "And if they do not believe me, nor listen to my voice, and say, Yahweh has not appeared to you." And Yahweh said to him, "What is that in your hand?" And he said, "A rod." And he said, "Throw it on the ground." So he threw it on the ground, and it became a serpent. And Moshe fled from it. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Reach out your hand and seize it by the tail." So he reached out his hand and took hold of it, and it became a rod in his hand. So that they believed that Yahweh, Elohim of their fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Isaac, the Elohim of Jacob, has appeared to you. And Yahweh said to him again, "Now put your hand in your bosom." And he put his hand in his bosom, and when he took it out, and see, his hand was leprous, like snow. And he said, "Put your hand in your bosom again." So he put his hand in his bosom again, and drew it out of his bosom, and see, it was restored, like his other flesh. And it shall be, if they do not believe you, nor listen to the voice of the first sign, they shall believe the voice of the latter sign. And it shall be, if they do not believe even these two signs, or listen to your voice, that you shall take water from the river, and pour it on dry land. And the water which you take from the river shall become blood on the dry land. And Moshe said to Yahweh, "O Yahweh, I am not a man of words, neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant, for I am slow of speech and slow of tongue." And Yahweh said to him, "Who has made man's mouth? Or who makes dumb, or deaf, or seeing, or blind? Is it not I, Yahweh? And now go, and I shall be with your mouth and teach you what to say." But he said, "O Yahweh, please send by the hand of him who you would send." And the displeasure of Yahweh burned against Moshe. And he said, "Is not Aaron the Levite your brother? I know that he speaks well. And see, he is also coming out to meet you. And when he sees you, he shall be glad in his heart. And you shall speak to him, and put the words in his mouth. And I am with your mouth and with his mouth. And I shall teach you what to do. And he shall speak for you to the people. And it shall be that he shall be a mouth for you, and you shall be an Elohim for him. And take this rod in your hand, with which you shall do the signs." Then Moshe went and returned to Yethro, his father-in-law, and said to him, "Please let me go and return to my brothers who are in Mitzrayim, to see whether they are still alive." And Yethro said to Moshe, "Go in peace." And Yahweh said to Moshe in Midian, "Go, return to Mitzrayim, for all the men are dead who sought your life." So Moshe took his wife and his sons and set them on a donkey, and he returned to the land of Mitzrayim. And Moshe took the rod of Elohim in his hand. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "And you go back to Mitzrayim, see that you do all these wonders before Pharoh, which I have put in your hand. But I am going to strengthen his heart, so that he does not let the people go. And you shall say to Pharaoh, 'Thus said Yahweh, Israel is my son, my firstborn. So I say to you, let my son go to serve me. But if you refuse to let him go, see, I am killing your son, your firstborn.' And it came to be on the way, in the lodging place, that Yahweh met him and sought to kill him. And Zipporah took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son and threw it at his feet and said, 'You are indeed a bridegroom of blood to me.' So he let him go. Then she said, 'You are a bridegroom of blood because of the circumcision.' And Yahweh said to Aaron, 'Go to meet Moshe in the wilderness.' And he went and met him on the mountain of Elohim and kissed him. Moshe then told Aaron all the words of Yahweh who had sent him, and all the signs which he had commanded him. And Moshe went with Aaron and gathered together all the elders of the children of Israel. And Aaron spoke all the words which Yahweh had spoken to Moshe. Then he did the signs before the eyes of the people. And the people believed, and they heard that Yahweh had visited the children of Israel, and that he had looked on their affliction, and they bowed their heads and did obeisance. So once again, Moses is saying, "Don't send me. I don't speak well. I'm slow." And the father says, yeah, I'll help you with that. I'll tell you what to say. And he still, like, tries to refuse. He's like, all right, fine. Your brother Aaron will go with you, and you both will talk. But even though Moses, like, didn't want to do it, he still had some incredible faith. I mean, at first thing with the rod became a serpent and he fled. Moses ran because it was a snake. And the father said, grab it by its tail. And he did. And it became a staff again. I mean, you see a snake appear and you're afraid of it, so you run. And then God tells you to grab it by this tail. He had to have some good faith for that. And anyone that sees the leprous hand, man, that's got to have a big effect on them. I mean, leprosy was a big thing back then. People were afraid of it. They didn't understand how it spread. They didn't understand what caused it. But lepers were, get away from me because I don't want to catch what you have. And then some people still apparently didn't believe with that and had to see the water turn to blood. But some people are very resistant to believe even what they see with their own eyes. Chapter 5. And afterwards Moshe and Aaron went in and said to Pharaoh, thus said Yahweh Elohim of Israel, let my people go so that they celebrate a festival to me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, who is Yahweh that I should obey his voice and let Israel go? I do not know Yahweh, nor am I going to let Israel go. And they said, Elohim of the Hebrews has met with us. Please let us go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and slaughter to Yahweh our Elohim, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword. But the sovereign of Mitzrayim said to them, Moshe and Aaron, why do you take the people from their work? Get back to your burdens. And Pharaoh said, see, the people of the land are many now, and you make them cease from their burdens. And the same day Pharaoh commanded the slave drivers of the people and their foremen, saying, you are no longer to give the people straw to make bricks as before. Let them go and gather straw for themselves, and lay on them the required amount of bricks which they made before. Do not diminish it, for they are idle. That is why they cry out, saying, let us go and slaughter to our Elohim. Let more work be laid on the men so that they labor in it and not pay attention to words of falsehood. And the slave drivers of the people and their foremen went out and spoke to the people, saying, thus said Pharaoh, I do not give you straw. Go, take straw for yourselves wherever you find it, for your work shall not be diminished. And the people were scattered in all of the land of Mitzrayim to gather stubble for straw. And the slave drivers were hurrying them on, saying, fulfill your actions, your daily matters, as when there was straw. Also the foremen of the children of Israel, whom Pharaoh's slave drivers had set over them, were struck and were asked, why have you not fulfilled your law in making bricks both yesterday and today as before? And the foremen of the children of Israel came and cried out to Pharaoh, saying, why do you treat your servants this way? There is no straw given to your servants, and they say to us, make bricks. And see, your servants are struck, but your own people are at fault. But he said, you are idle. You are idle. That is why you say, let us go and slaughter to Yahweh. So now go, work. And straw is not given to you, but deliver the amount of bricks. And the foremen of the children of Israel saw that they were in trouble after it was said, you are not to diminish your daily amount of bricks. And when they came out from Pharaoh, they met Moshe and Aaron, who stood there to meet them. And they said to them, let Yahweh look on you and judge, because you have made us loathsome in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants, to give a sword in their hand to kill us. And Moshe returned to Yahweh and said, Yahweh, why have you done evil to this people? Why did you send me? For ever since I came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has done evil to this people. And you have not delivered your people at all. So, they go talk to Pharaoh, Say, let us go worship our God for 3 days. That's not a lot to ask. But Pharaoh says no. Now the father told him he was going to harden Pharaoh's heart, make him stubborn, so that it would escalate, basically. But it also means the people are going to suffer more too. Because they said, okay, well, apparently if you want to go slaughter, apparently you don't have enough work to do because you're thinking of all these, falsehoods. So go and, you still got to make the same amount of bricks, but now you got to go gather your own straw. And they don't deliver. They don't keep that up because it said, why have you not delivered today and yesterday? So they didn't make that deadline. They couldn't gather it quickly enough to then also make the same amount of bricks in a day. Things are going to continue to go downhill. It always gets worse before it gets better. But it does get better. Chapter 6. And Yahweh said to Moshe, now see what I do to Pharaoh, for with a strong hand he is going to let them go, and with a strong hand he is going to drive them out of this land. And Elohim spoke to Moshe and said to him, I am Yahweh, and I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, to Jacob as El Shaddai, and by my name Yahweh was I not known to them? And I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, the land of their sojournings, in which they have sojourned. And I have also heard the groanings of the children of Israel, whom the Mitzrites are enslaving, and I have remembered my covenant. Say therefore to the children of Israel, I am Yahweh, and I shall bring you out from under the burdens of the Mitzrites, and shall deliver you from their enslaving, and shall redeem you with an outstretched arm, and with great judgments, and shall take you as my people, and I shall be your Elohim, and you shall know that I am Yahweh, your Elohim, who is bringing you out from under the burdens of the Mitzrites. And I shall bring you into the land which I swore to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give it to you as an inheritance. I am Yahweh. And Moshe spoke thus to the children of Israel, but they did not listen to Moshe, because of shortness of spirit and from hard slavery. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, go in, speak to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to let the children of Israel go out of his land. And Moshe spoke before Yahweh, saying, the children of Israel have not listened to me. And why would Pharaoh listen to me? For I am of uncircumcised lips. And Yahweh spoke to Moshe and to Aaron, and gave them a command for the children of Israel, and for Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to bring the children of Israel out of the land of Mitzrayim. These are the heads of their fathers' houses, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanak and Palu, Hetzron and Carmi. These are the clan of Reuben. And the sons of Shimon, Yemuel and Yamin and Ohad, and Yachin and Sohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman. These are the clans of Shimon. These are the names of the sons of Levi, according to their generations, Gershon and Kehath and Merari, and the years of the life of Levi were 137. The sons of Gershon, Libni and Shimi, according to their clans, and the sons of Kehath, Amram and Yitzhar and Hebron and Uziel, and the years of life of Kehath were 133. And the sons of Merari, Mali and Mushi, and these are the clans of Levi according to their generations. And Amram took for himself Jochebed, his father's sister, as a wife, and she bore him Aaron and Moshe. And the years of the life of Amram were 137. And the sons of Yitzhar, Korah and Nephag and Zikri, and the sons of Uziel, Mishael and Elzephon and Sithri. Aaron took to himself Elishabeth, daughter of Amminadab, sister of Nahshon, as wife, and she bore him Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. And the sons of Korah, Asir, Elkanah and Abiasaph. These are the clans of the Korites. And Eleazar, Aaron's son, took for himself one of the daughters of Pituel as wife, and she bore him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers of the Levites according to their clans. This is Aaron and Moshe, to whom Yahweh said, "Bring out the children of Israel from the land of Mitzrayim according to their divisions." They were the ones who spoke to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, to bring out the children of Israel from Mitzrayim. This is Moshe and Aaron. And it came to be on the day when Yahweh spoke to Moshe in the land of Mitzrayim, that Yahweh spoke to Moshe, saying, "I am Yahweh. Speak to Pharaoh, sovereign of Mitzrayim, all that I say to you." And Moshe said before Yahweh, "See, I am of uncircumcised lips, and why would Pharaoh listen to me?" So, Moses didn't think that he could do it in the first place, but the father pushes him, says, "I'll send Aaron with you." So he goes, and he talks, and he makes things worse. At least that's how he sees it. Because he doesn't know the big picture. He doesn't know the whole story yet. And he obviously doesn't know the future. But for now, he's made things worse. And he's like, "Pharaoh's not listening to me. The people aren't listening to me. Like, what are you doing? No one's listening to me. Why should I keep doing this?" But since this is one of the most famous stories of the Old Testament, I think you all probably know how this turns out. But he doubted himself. And God propped him up. And the immediate reaction he sees makes him doubt himself even more. Self-doubt can be very destructive. Of course, so can pride. You gotta find that happy medium. Do what the Father tells you to the best of your ability, and you'll be all right. But understand that it all comes from Him. But that is our reading for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're reading along, and join us next Saturday for the next installment. May the Father bless you all. Shalom.